The root of racism is identity. As soon as we are identified with a certain race, we will defend our race and attack other races. We will see through the lens of races where we hold certain biases, judgments about our own race and other races. This maintains this illusion of separation, that we are separate. It creates this apparent division, that this race is separate from the other race. We live in fear. The fear to love the other race. That this limited identity, that I'm identified as only this race, and therefore separate from other races, and fear other races. Is bound to create conflict. As long as I have this belief in being only this race, I am limited. Being identified with a race is a limitation. And it will always be the root of racism. It will be the root cause of conflict. This is where you see many conflicts in our society that are rooted in one's race, this race against the other race, a common cause of war. There's always this narrative, a story about that race and this race, all of this conditioning. What our parents tell us about our own race, what our parents tell us about other races, school, circle of influences, society, our culture. It all gets reinforced. But if we look at the heart of all of this, it's our identity. What do you identify as? So there will always be this racism as long as we are identified. It may be a very apparent racism, or it may be very subtle. But as long as there's that identity, identifying with a specific race, there will always be this subtle racism. Where you only see differences. But fail to see that these differences are actually an expression of the one. and going beyond your identity, you experience yourself as the one. And in experiencing yourself as the one, you see that there actually is no real separation. That other race that you see is actually yourself. And seeing the other and experiencing the other as yourself is love. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.